And I want to welcome everyone here to the auditorium. We're back to our hybrid format after our Zoom-only meeting a couple of weeks ago sort of, took us all back to the COVID era. But I'm happy to be with you here in person, those of you who are here in the auditorium. And after the end of the recorded program, we will stay around here for another 5 or 10 minutes of conversation here in the auditorium. So in our exploration of the emerging digital economy in context, how things are really getting done, we had our session a couple of weeks ago from India about the Unified Payments Interface and how that's really making a huge impact across hundreds of millions of people in regard to how everything from microtransactions to pretty major transactions are done inside that country. And we're going back today away from government program side to the private sector and how a major industry is changing. And so we had the first generation of e-commerce was really when things moved online. And now the second generation is all the new kinds of things that you can do with online e-commerce, such as influencer marketing or new customer experiences. And we have a great speaker to talk with us today about this. Dylan DongHwi Park is the managing director of partnerships for a South Korean company named Leferi, which is active in the beauty and lifestyle creator economy. They specialize in commercializing digital content and also activating influencer networks. So Dylan is an expert in a wide variety of consumer-related areas, such as fast-moving consumer goods, digital entertainment, media, Web3, also across various global markets. Before he joined Leferi, he was leading business development for Web TV in Southeast Asia, which is the largest YouTube channel network in Southeast Asia, and for CP Labs, which is Korea's top blockchain technology developer, also for Asia Innovations Corporation, which is, kind of providing live streaming and fan community and gaming services based out of Beijing. He actually began his career as a consumer beauty brand manager in New York. And in addition to his work with Leferi, he's serving as an advisor to a startup company, DongHwi, which is, one of the largest Korea's largest YouTube market data intelligence platform, and also to N&E Innovations, a Singapore-based environmental bioengineering firm. So he is very much Asia-wide in his focus, and we're delighted that Dylan can join us today and talk to us a little bit about how the whole area of e-commerce is being transformed. Dylan, why don't I let you take it over from here?
Thank you, Professor Desher. It was very nice of you to have an introduction. I think it was oversaid in a way because I had to put it in the paper, right? But I'll start sharing my screen. I mean, I really appreciate the opportunity to share my experience with rest of the audience here. It's an honor. I really wanted to be there in person, but hopefully I can make it next time. But this time I could share my my experience through this video conference call. Before we start, I'd like to show a picture. This is a street in the area called Itaewon, South Korea. Because I'm sharing this, there's a context behind this. I'm sharing this because just last year in Itaewon, this small street, we had lost about 159 young friends on the exact same day. It was first Halloween after pandemic, so it was quite tragic to experience. I just wanted to take a moment of silence before we go into a class. Okay, let's begin. So, I mean, this is, in a sense, it's relevant because there was an allegation during this incident that few influencers were actually sharing their news. I mean, not the incident, but they were calling young people to come over to this area. So he was actually, innocent of the allegation, but at the time, the impact he made was actually quite notable. And there was a similar incident this year in New York. Probably you are familiar with this. So I just want to share those.
Tonight, charges filed against a social media star for allegedly sparking a massive riot in Manhattan's Union Square, leading to 65 arrests and multiple injuries.
Yeah, so you guys must be familiar with the power of influence, and it's actually showing all over the places. I'm not here to talk about social issues, frankly speaking. I'm here to talk more about how it impacts on the e-commerce sector. So today I would like to speak about next generation retail business, which is influenced by creator economy, how it's posing opportunity and risk for ecosystem players such as content creators, media, e-commerce platform, and brand and products providers. So today, I would like to start off with introduction of Leferi, just to give you a background what Leferi does and why we're sharing this. And the major topic is rise of social commerce and why it's happening in Asia specifically. And I would like to share a very, very hot, very recent case study of live commerce campaign that we did with a brand called Medicube. And finally, in conclusion, I want to share some of the opportunities and risks, some of the insights for ecosystem players, and where we're headed as a Leferi into the market. And I'd like to share answer some of the questions that you guys have over the materials. So Leferi is currently leading South Korea's beauty lifestyle creator economy innovations. It started its business 10 years ago, 2013. It's a meaningful year because YouTube only began their business in Korea roughly around that time, 2010. And they were managing the business from Japan, and they actually set up an office in Korea, actually driving the market. Over the course of 10 years, you guys will be surprised. Entire Korea video advertising is actually dominated by YouTube now, which is over a 50% market share. This is very, very shocking for any existing ecosystem players. And because YouTube grew, actually Leferi grew together. I started my work with Leferi when they first launched their MCN service, which is multi-channel network managing creators. And over the course of time, now it's top in the category, managing over 400 YouTubers and influencers over the network and generating about 240 million views every month. And working with over 1,000 beauty brands in Korea. It's a very unique, you probably recall the names like BTS or Blackpink, a Korean entertainment system. It's called training program or academy. It's been highlighted by some of the key news like BBC and NBC, CNN. The founder CEO, you probably see in the picture, this guy doesn't seem like he's young in the picture, but he started the business. He founded the business when he was 23, dropping out of college and started this business. He himself was a blogger, and then move on to recruit his friend's blogger, turned him into a video creator, which actually became the foundation for Leferi business. Currently, Leferi covers, it began as a cosmetic products and beauty, but I mean, naturally, the ladies and gentlemen that we work with, they expand their content across not just beauty, but across their lifestyle, fashion, living, and all these things. So naturally, our industry verticals expanded across all of this area. But still, our primary audience stayed with 18 to 24, who aged along with us over the 10 years. Our primary business models are branded content marketing, digital marketing, and social market live commerce. So these are the two main areas. Branded content, I mean, you probably find a lot of studies out there that more than 70% of income stream is coming from brand content, brand collaboration, especially on brand content. And social commerce has stemmed, probably led by China. We actually operate our business in China for a couple of years, and we learned the process from them, and it traveled across the entire Asia Pacific region now. And you will see some of this happening in the US and the European countries as well. So overall, we are a venture capital backed company, been around the market for a while, working with more than 1,500 global and domestic brand clients. We're at the verge of moving into the next step, especially because of social commerce, the main topic that we want to talk about. So let's get back to our topic, rise of social commerce. So this is a picture of a guy. He's a Chinese, and you may see like it's kind of you may not see as strange it is, main figure doing cosmetics, but you'll be surprised how big he is in the market. His name is Austin Lee Jia-chi. He's known as the Lipstick King. He, in 2021, in 12 hours of live streaming, he sold $1.7 billion worth of goods. Can you actually imagine selling $1.7 billion? This is actually a possible listed company in NASDAQ, right? And that same year, Taobao, which is leading e-commerce platform by Alibaba, they sold about $85 billion in the 11-day period, the same time. As a comparison, US shoppers actually purchased about $11 worth of products on Cyber Monday. So you see how e-commerce is so big in China, and it's actually Japan, South Korea, and the rest of the Asian regions are following the trend as well. And these are some interesting key figures, just to remember him. It's a very, very symbolic figure, Li Jiaqi, or Austin. He's only 31 years old. I know these figures, these are, figures that I received from someone who's involved in the business, because we, Leferi as a company, we share the same investor. With Austin's company, and he has over 150 million followers on social media. And very surprisingly, you'll be even more stunned. He's selling about $11 billion per of goods every year by himself. He's supported by about 700 staff team, and he's doing live streaming 8 hours per day in average, and 300 times a year. He's very, very diligent guy. And we have been learning a lot from what's happening in China. There are, he's a one of a kind, but imagine how many people like this are activating social commerce or live commerce in China. And it's gradually happening in South Korea too. So before we go into more details, I want to, touch base on some fundamentals, how to become a retailer. You probably need, products, branded R&D manufacturing. This is very basic to even start selling anything, right? Or you have to acquire this product. And on the right side, you need retail channel, right? You need sales platform, payment, logistics, CRM, what you name it. And these are the heavy lifting infrastructure area. And the middle media is where you need the marketing support. If you want to be a good retailer, then you need to market your product well. So how did it change over time? Now it looks more like this, right? Product-wise, South Korea, I mean, now Temu and Alibaba, I began my career as a brand manager back then in 2010. I was actually looking for manufacturers on Alibaba before I go to trip to China to actually see the products, whether they actually exist or not. It was not exactly, reliable at the time. But over time, it has become very, very crucial for many brand owners or product suppliers. And now you could get really, really good, reliable quality products from directly out of manufacturers. And you have a platform like Temu, and there's a highly reliable and advanced OEM companies such as Cosmex and Komar are driving the renaissance of Korean beauty products. You probably have heard as a K-beauty product. And move on to media, I think it's cliche now to speak about the social media now. It's moving on to a next level, next generation, I believe. And that's something that's happening, of course. And Leferi is also right along that trend, trying to not to lose the grip of this change of a trend. And retail, of course, here you got Amazon and Korean platform sharing, and Shopify is driving D2C trends. It's moving on to step by step, but I don't want to go into all the details, but I want to focus on social commerce today. And social commerce refers to, it's very, very basic definition, just like it says, buying and selling products through social media, not just through social media, using social media platforms. So what's the main behind this social commerce? Maybe most of the people who are listening, who are Generation Z, you guys this is a simple answer. It's because product suppliers, they want to make it easier for consumers to discover and purchase products, right? And look at this. This number, even though this is from 2023, I think it's undersaid. People are spending time in social media. That's pretty simple, very straight. So that's why you have to use social media to present your product. You have to streamline your consumer user experience to be a good product brand supplier. So that's the main idea behind this. But within the social media, I personally define it into two types of drive. I call it advertising driven and influencer driven. So advertising driven is often being used by major corporations, brand suppliers who has the power or resources to market their products with the mass media spending. But while influencer, even though big companies also work with influencers, but influencers giving a chance for smaller brands and smaller players to receive not par, but something very effective for them to grow. So this is what I want to focus. So evolution of retail. Another cliche, but I just want to touch base because this is, we're seeing this as in with our own eyes, even though you haven't experienced it. But before it looked like this, and mom and pop store, it's very common. It's still there, but more and more mom and pop store are disappearing. Door-to-door sales. You may not see this a lot, but still, door-to-door sale, network marketing is another way of saying a company like Amway, Mary Kay. These are some of the brands who carry network marketing, which is very effective, which I want to highlight in the future as we move forward. Department stores, multi-branded retailers. There's a single brand retail stores and TV home shopping and multi-brand stores. So these are the types of retailers there are. And let's say how technology changes into smartphones, high-speed internet, e-commerce solutions, social media platforms, video production solutions, online payment, OEM, and all these things. There are so many things that you have to say, but they turn into this. So live streaming on mobile, Sephora on apps, department stores, they're like, seafood suppliers who's directly selling to people. They're so different areas. But I'm not saying that has removed, these key players, traditional players. I rather see after shifting a lot to online, it's actually now moving into a on and offline, more omni-channel type of retail is moving forward, heavily based on the experience, I say, and user experience or customer journey has become online and offline, offline to online. So it should be more interchangeable. That's what we see, especially in Asia Pacific region. So this is a report from Accenture about how they describe social commerce. And these are some of the elements they see, but I think left side, the engagement vectors are very important. It's content-driven, experience-driven, and network-driven. I mean, it's a category that you see, but as a consumer, as a regular person, these are all in the same experience, right? We see this as a whole. But why influencer, why content creator is so important is because nowadays in the era of a social media, content creators and influencers are driving these three elements the best they can. They're creating great content. They're actually providing a substitute experience for the viewers. They're experiencing everything for you, right? You're watching, they're enjoying it. And also it's very, very network based. So these two key players influence individuals. So the reason that I not only highlight influencers but also individuals, because every individual is becoming influencer as is based on the degree of it. So I see influencer as individual as well. It's just that how heavy they're skewed towards mass media to become more entertainment, or whether you are closer to your friends and family and communities, how you're influencer to them. So they still share the same traits. So as a social commerce, I want to highlight these network-driven part. So group buy, social shopkeepers, referral, secondhand marketplace. So relational engagement is something that is heavily influencing the market that we're in, especially Leferi's in, and also that's impacting. It's driving impact on the actual e-commerce players who relies more on advertising-driven operation tactics. So this is I was very, very I'm not a fan of steroids, but Sandy Hawkins from TikTok, she said social commerce, it's a word of mouth on steroids. And you'd be surprised about TikTok's movement into social commerce. TikTok is now the most used social media platform in Asia Pacific, first of all. But most importantly, they've been experimenting different types of business models, and they were very, very successful in live commerce or video commerce. They call it shoppable content. And they had success in China first. Immediately after they launched their business, now TikTok is top 2 with that gigantic number that Taobao from Alibaba created. Taobao, they did, for 11 days, $60-something billion. TikTok is considered as on par with Taobao now in GMV level. And they have launched their global business expansion in Southeast Asia region specifically, and they started in Indonesia. When they launched their business in Indonesia, first year out of the e-commerce, they became top 3 in GMV. first year, and then the following year, thriving. And unfortunately, it's public that Indonesia government actually bans TikTok Shop. They're afraid that they're going to lose the grip of e-commerce. That's my interpretation. But the rest of the countries are actually doing well. Thailand, after launch, they're currently number 2 in GMV in e-commerce, and some of the countries like China, Japan, and South Korea, they don't have the service because of there's a regulation behind this. But it is proven that video content and shopping is very, very connected, especially for Generation Z. This is one of the statistics about social commerce. Numbers are kind of controversial, frankly speaking. I looked at many reports, and all the numbers are different. Someone says it's going to be $2 trillion, $3 trillion. Some people say $7 trillion in 10 years. I think anticipation is not an issue here. I want to highlight why Asia. Why social commerce is so happening in Asia, not US, because US has the biggest consumer market in the world. Why not Asia? Why Asia? So this is explained in a very, very simple word. It's called relationship. In Chinese, 关系, in Korean, 关系. So Asia society is heavily dependent on relationship. Social status makes everything, every business decisions, every social decisions, every personal decisions around this relationship. So when people, I mean, it will probably common to you too, but it's just that Westerners or Americans are more independent when they're deciding what they want to do, even though there's of course, presence of a sense of relationship, how it affects you guys. Like, peer pressure is a word that, I learned after, moving to America when I was in high school. Recommendations from others, especially the people that you trust, you are close with, they're the, people that you're influenced when you're making decisions, whether this is school decisions or purchase decisions. So content creators and influencers are actually word of mouth on steroid people. So they have the reach that is massive, that is even beyond the mass media we call it before it was television. So this became so easily accepted in Asia Pacific region. And China led this experiment heavily. They were aggressive testing different models into the market, and they're the one who led it. And in South Korea, we did our business in China 7-8 years ago. I mean, be part of this wave. But in Korea, there's live streaming, live commerce, or social market, group buy. These things only started happening 2-3 years ago. So now we see large growth in this region, in this industry sector, as we are witnessing this record-breaking sales after year in China. So I'd like to share a case study that just occurred this month.
So
this, yes.
Hold on just a second. Before you get into the case study, do you think that, it's really the cultural kind of things in Asia? Does that mean America will never develop the kind of social commerce that we have in Asia?
Absolutely not. I think I shared a similar experience in South Korea, because South Korea social commerce, live commerce is driving now, but it took so much time. When I first tried to adopt this into media platforms and e-commerce platforms, even though we tried hard as an agent, as e-commerce platforms and media platforms, they all tried hard, but it took a quite long time for consumers to accept it. I think consumer behavior needs to build so that it could take off, but technology platform, they're all ready to deploy this. But it's whether a matter of consumers are ready to accept it. But generally, South Korean companies or American companies are more careful when they test out new business models or new behavior when they're driving new behavior to consumers. And like what happened, Chinese generally they're more open, try new functions as also South Asia country users. Japanese and Korean are more conservative when they're trying when it comes down to a new way of doing things. And I think that was a blocker in a way, while Americans are open, but rather the platform players are actually more conservative. When they don't want to disrupt the existing business flow, so that they can maintain the current business quo, but they usually take a careful step to moving in. I have an experience in working with YouTube. YouTube has been trying incessantly to deploy shopping functions in YouTube, and we were confident that would do really well because it was so dominant media platform back then, before TikTok comes in and Instagram start, Reels, the short form videos. So it was, to me, it was more a matter of time what's going to happen in the US. And it's very, very natural move because when it comes down to streamlining consumer experience, the primary consumers who will be Generation Z now, who are becoming one, making more and more money, like you guys will. So that's, I believe that's going to happen in the US as well.
Okay. So, but again, one more question before we go on. What about the big department stores in Asia? Because if you've ever been to a department store in Asia, it's an experience, right? And I'm really curious, are they really being disrupted by all this rise of social commerce, or are they really doing a good job of kind of transforming what they're doing?
I have to say, even though they're also our clients, they're actually struggling very hard. They're struggling to adopt, struggling to move into the space. So it's already, especially online space, top two players in Korea now is portal called like a Google of Korea, which is Naver, and in Amazon of Korea, Coupang. These are two companies who are they're leading the e-commerce market, despite the traditional retailers were there with dominant infrastructure, but they're actually losing the battle now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Let's hear more about Metacube and Leo J.
Okay. So Leo J, I'll introduce Leo J first. Leo J is a special guy to me personally because when I first joined Leferi 8 years ago, just for information, I had I left company after 2 years and then I came back recently, beginning of this year. Leo J joined the training program that we offered on the same day that I joined the team. So that was 8 years ago. So after 8 years, currently he's here now. He's currently about roughly close to 7 million, 2 million followers on social media. And the number may not look large because, guy like Austin has 150 million. And in America, mostly, million, 2 million followers is very easy to find. But this guy is very special because South Korean population is only 50 million, little over 50 million. When you look at the statistics, women, female between 18 to 24, population is less than 3 million. So if he covers 2 million out of 3 million, his impact on the beauty market in South Korea is huge. That's actually showing numbers. So he used to be a makeup artist. Now he's known for celebrity makeup. Now celebrities are lining up to be on his show. But he specializes in product reviews and he does live commerce very well. And that's why I want to share his. So I just want to quick break. I just want to show his video to demonstrate what he does. I like to share this in music, but this is licensed public music, so I can't use it. But you can feel free to go on Instagram to watch his video. He's pinned on the top. So he's specialized in transforming makeup. Despite his he's a guy, he's showing a lot of his talents across short form and long form videos, and he's become more like an entertainer now. Very talented man. So what happened? So a few weeks back, we
So hold on
celebrated.
just a minute. About how
Yes.
often would he put up a video like that?
Oh, okay. So he uploads minimum one to two videos. So average 1 to 1.5 videos per week.
Okay.
So unlike the entertaining content YouTube creators, beauty creators is difficult to create video content more often. So his video content. Yes.
Do you know if he's gone past the do-it-yourself stage and has a production company helping him?
I mean, as a Leferi, we have a philosophy that creator needs to be independent as possible. So we do support them, but we help him to set up his own team, and we help to manage it, but manage the group. But most of the execution, production, and all these things are being done by Leo J.
Okay, and so tell us a little more about how Leferi is involved. What's
Basically,
the nature of how do you help him with his fans or what?
Oh, yes. I mean, Leferi is known to take care of manage his business process. That will be a primary service or primary relationship that we have. But Leo J, like I said, we provided a basic training program first, which is 4 to 6 weeks of a program that we teach him how to become a video producer, how to become an influencer, how to work with brands in a commercial deals, and how to move on to the grow his content, grow his business. So he started from our program. We help him to grow across the time, especially beauty creators. Relationship with beauty brands are very important because the nature of content is very commercial. They have to review products. The value is very big because they impact on sales immediately, unlike the general entertainment content. So Leferi and creator relationship is very intimate because of the nature of it, and we manage his consumer. There's a consumer group of community. We call it super consumer fans on Kakao, where we help him to accumulate or consolidate his consumer fans out of this, let's say, 1 million fans there in YouTube. We try to bring more people into his consumer group so that we don't disrupt between the consumer journey or consumer experience and video content entertainment experience. We try to kind of divide this. So we help them to do that. And most of the offline events and online events are being managed by our team.
So are you recommending to him what the next video should look like, that kind of thing too? Or is that totally up to him?
It's rather totally up to him, but only when he has trouble. So we're like a troubleshooters. So when his viewer count or is stagnant, or when his audience is shooting back to the level of a scandal, that we handle that. We do a media crisis management in a way. So we don't tell him what to create. We don't tell him, or we don't teach him what to create. He's better at it now. So we handle everything that he can focus on the video creation. Then we can help him with so that he can go a long way.
Okay. And he will do events once in a while that you kind of will be the event manager, right?
Oh, yes. He does a lot of events, rather showing up on TV shows, offline visit. Sometimes he does a makeup shows in the stores. These are all the events that we manage.
Okay. And essentially, pardon me, the flow of money would be from the company that makes the cosmetics to him directly, and you would be getting a fee from him.
No, it's rather opposite. This is general structure where clients, payer pays us first, then we share the fees to the creator. Or Lil J. It's the same thing for probably Blackpink and BTS, everybody.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the details. Sorry to get in the way, but please go ahead.
You're very welcome. Yes. So I'd like to share this campaign. It's a sort of a milestone campaign for our company, because currently there are few companies who's doing live streaming. There's several ones, and there are a platform called Kakao. This is a WhatsApp or WeChat of South Korea. Basically, over 95% penetrations to South Korean market. Even the babies are using it, and they launched their service in shopping, and this live commerce campaign became the top sales of the history of the beauty category in Kakao shopping. But I want to kind of walk you through what happened and the process we take. Okay, so this video, it went live a few weeks ago, and it was live for 80 minutes. It was an 80-minute live, and recorded over 1 million views in total, and concurrent viewer was over 40,000. And for a live shopping show in South Korea, this is a number that you haven't seen. So I don't want to compare ourselves to China, mainland China numbers, but this is very historic in a way in what happened in South Korea. So it was a launch of a product. It sold over 15,000 units, and each unit was costed around $300. And it was discounted price. So total GMV reached close to $4 million. It was unprecedented. It was actually more than 10 times than what he used to sell in sales. I mean, even then, 1/10 of this value is actually a large number in the market. But what's meaningful is the unit price, selling $300 value, considering his main audience is 18 to 24. He was able to, sell the expensive item to beyond his audience. I think that was very, very meaningful. But what happened is not just simple live streaming, a lot of traffic, and convert. It wasn't nothing like that. So we're learning this through the process. But let me share it in the marketing 101. So it's very basic. People, before they decide what to buy, they take action, whether they buy it and suggest it other friends or family. It starts with awareness, interest, and decision, and it ends in action. I'll share what happened the 20 days before this D-Day. So these things happened before this D-Day. So he started in a conversation. The first one is he asked a question about beauty device. So in general, so he didn't really highlight on Medicube or anything. He actually reviewed all the other brands together in neutral sense. And then he started, giving the awareness that I'm actually working with Medicube because I like it so much. There's affinity to it, and people start listening. And he starts a video that it shows every functionality, what's good, what's bad, why, how you use it. So he's driving the interest and moving into decision making. And he announces the deal that he brought. So he creates FOMO. fear of missing out, and drives the excitement moving on to the sales, which is on the day of a live streaming. And I was in the live stream. Actually, my wife actually bought one too. And we failed to buy it because it was shutting down. The server was keep on selling, keep on selling. It was insane to experience this. I haven't seen this kind of sales before. But everybody was convinced before they come to live stream. So the process is very, very, what I want to highlight here, whether it's a social media, new generation, like alpha generation, whatever the generation, the user journey is, it's the same. People aware first and have interest, and they try to decide, and they take action. So we're trying to piece things together, what's in the ecosystem, what will actually work best. So it doesn't just apply to consumer product selling like this. It could be software product, it could be B2B product, anything like that. I think I believe it still follows the same way. Just figure out the type of recipe that we have to create out of the ingredient that we have. But it didn't end just like that. After the D-Day, Leo J drives awareness again that he made a record-breaking sales. It brings people's interest, those people who wasn't able to see all this content. But what happened is the flywheel effect kicks in after this. More and more creators start reviewing this product, and some organically, some not. But imagine the types of viewership that they could create, and the people get interested, and it's going to drive a lot of search queries into not only YouTube, but also shopping channels. It's going all over the place. So I have to say, working with Leo J, guys like Leo J, or this campaign is very expensive. They have to share a lot of their sales with Leo J and with us and Leferi as a company. But the reason that they do this, especially during the launch of the sales, it's because of this flywheel. A flywheel all over the social media, not just this, the blogs, all these social media is now they want to experience it. So I call creators not individual, they're network individuals. They're connected to each other. So there are creators of creators. So they watch each other. There's a viewer and also as a creator. I believe this is a very, very important lesson from running a campaign like this.
So I think that's a really important lesson, like you say. And for that lesson to come across, the individuals who are basically promoting the product really have to come across as authentic.
Very much, very much. That's very, very important. Not all the content are authentic. There are a lot of news articles about these creators losing authenticity. So now single-handedly, one creator creating this kind of movement or having a tipping point is it's more and more important, difficult because you have too many voices out there. So consumers are becoming more, they're getting smarter. They're using other platforms even after a consumer receives, for example, my wife is very, very meticulous consumer, very difficult one, because she was in the business. So she knows the marketing, she knows manufacturing, many, not everybody the same, but even, she goes through every layer of information to whether she has to decide not to purchase. So that's the process she does. But the influencers, what they giving people a reason why I have to buy this first. So they're giving the reason. But why I should not buy, consumers usually, jump hoops to find this information. But the problem is this information is difficult to find and also difficult to process. In contrary, social media contents are everywhere. Usually they talk about good things, but to maintain the authenticity, the value in the market, Leferi as a company, we're doing an important job that we do not let creators to work with the products that they don't like or that they don't match. Even we question them not to do. Don't follow the money. You got to find your neutrality. When you like the product a lot, then you do it. So, their suggestions are mainly subjective. It's not objective suggestions. There's more subjective suggestions, and viewers, they already know whether they like the Lao J or not. So there are different types of audience. There are followers who are super fans who want to buy anything that he suggests. They are general audience who will actually go through the hoops, like my wife, to decide what to do with the product, what to do with the suggestion. But like before in internet era, when you had the news, my professor, English professor at college, they highlighted so much. You have to be critical. You can't believe your news all the time. That's exactly the same thing. Influencers, news media is the same thing. It's up to consumers or audience who needs to decide based on the information they have.
Okay, great point. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes. So creator economy, and there's another word. Social commerce is social commerce. So this is a mixture of it's a social media e-commerce. And I highlighted the influencer side, and this is gaining a lot more momentum because of a growth of a creator economy. I introduced Leferi as a creator economy company. It's because that we help creators to do what they love, so that they could thrive a longer time. Because we're a creator economy company. We're not social commerce company. Social commerce is one business areas that we do. So it's growing, especially because so many tech, the retail evolution happened across the tech. Now, creator life cycle is also changing because of technology advancements, whether that's the content creation, financing, courses, blockchain, all of these new technologies helping creators, someone who can create, become more valuable. And this map created by CB Insights, this is only a landscape from 2021. So in 2023 is ever growing. Whether they have a acceleration or deceleration of growth of a creator economy, it's imperative. Whenever anybody who has a media, someone who can create, platforms or tools will be provided. And especially AI is helping creators become even more efficient, more effective, whether they create writing, content, video, visual, fan management. There's so many components popping up, so many tools are popping up to help creators to become better or become more influential. And companies like us is helping creators or we're educating creators to use some of the tools. We use it for ourselves. We become more like a companion as we move forward. And ourselves too, we're investing more into a tech software development for us to, become influential as the other tools here. So we're approaching a conclusion. So
Yeah.
So I want to highlight some of the opportunities in risk and where we're headed as a Leferi company into this new world. Leferi company direction is not a secret at all. I just want to, there may be some creators here who's listening who are consumers or product service providers who want to create one, or media or commerce platforms. I would like to very much have you take these movement seriously, because this is happening around not just product, it's single-handedly, everything's happening together. So missing out this movement can really cost you in the future. So creators, this is an opportunity to risk. Creators are, creators and influencers, there's a lot of a life cycle change. Some of the creators who were popular 10 years ago are nobody's watching that person now. So the life cycle has become a lot shorter than before. Like how they gain their popularity so instantly. So, it's an opportunity to increase or diversify their income stream. Risk of declining social media influence is very, very important. So we very much encourage them to do so, and consolidating consumer super fans, I call them, because currently they're active on centralized social media platforms. And once YouTube changes the algorithm or Instagram changes the algorithm, you lose all these views. So you become less valuable. So it's very important early on, you have to consolidate your super fans so that, platforms like Patreon and, Cameo, all these other platforms popping up to help them to, own their audience. So I believe that's a very, very important opportunity, and they need to take. As a product and service providers, this social media, without paid large sum of a social media spending or media spending, with working with proper influencers or creators, a brand can instantly reach large potential consumers. Often it could be niche, it could be mass, but these working with creators can really do that. Not just a brand reach, but educate consumers with ease at the same time. I think this is the biggest opportunity that I have experienced with many of the small brands who become now big over 10 years. And consumers, of course, they're enjoying the process. Streamlined shopping journey is best thing you can give to the consumers. It's enjoyable shopping content. And also, if you're a fan of somebody, then you're contributing to the creative influencer that grow. So usually now they grow together as they get older. And lastly, media commerce platforms, access to highly targeted potential consumer base for commerce companies, acquire shoppable contents working with creators, and possible monetization model expansion. While YouTube relies on advertising, they want to move on to product sales revenue, but it's kind of stagnating in a way. But platforms like TikTok has moved on well with the proper activation. Risk is still there. These are the risks that I have to, loss of followers. People maybe they may not like it. For the creator fans, not everybody can love you. However, it's kind of hurting for any creators to lose followers because of some of the extra activities that they do. But I believe it's imperative for anybody who can sell. Selling products is not for everybody. We tell them to, but they need to keep on trying new so that they can continue on with their career. Because generally, creators start very young, and when they lose their jobs, it's difficult for them to get back up on their feet. So we don't want that happen. So we encourage creators to try new things. And products and brands, be careful. Misconduct can really take away all of your effort that you do. So this is the very big risk that most of the major companies stay away from. So company like P&G, they hate working with like very, very viral creators. They want to stay safe because the legacy, the value that they accumulate is so large. It's nonsense to lose it. But for the smaller players to go up against the big players, I believe this is an opportunity. Like Professor Dasher mentioned, unauthentic product information. Product information is something that is dangerous for consumers, that we have to be critical about the information received. And lastly, for the media commerce platforms, it could cannibalize existing business models by deploying new business user behavior. And it could be large costs when you go into commerce. So as a company, wrapping up, we have a group of influencers. We're serving brands as a marketing agency. And we have a group of sales and hosts group. and we provide a similar service to the people. And we're developing software to support this, operation process. And through that, what we want to do, we want to acquire and accelerate rising Asian beauty brands and influencers together. So we want to be more present in retail space while we are currently leading digital marketing space. So using existing technology and our proprietary technology, we want to move on to the next step.
So this has been really interesting. Thank you very much, Dylan. I'm curious about how the small retailers, should they just close up shop?
Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, so one of the things is this is so much about people getting millions of followers and doing, billions worth of sales within, a few hours. What about small, new, independent things? How do they get into this how do they compete? How does this keep from just being completely separated between the giants who do really well and everybody else?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. So I only shown a very glimpse of what we do. We have a process of working with brands, whether they're big or small, from the bottom up. So we provide a platform where brands and products can be introduced to creator group properly before they just simply try to, they're praying for luck that their product will actually be handed to these guys. But we actually operating a platform where creators are actually meeting new brands, new products at a fair impression to experience the product as well. So there are guys like Leo J, but there are many other people, like I highlighted, that individuals are also influencers. They're micro nano influencers, or now we're using a term, key opinion consumers. These are the people who have impact on the market and drive the word of mouth across up and bottom up. It could happen too. So for smaller creators, smaller brands, smaller service providers, we give them right feedbacks from social media influencers. So we proper introduction at a very low cost, proper introduction, and getting feedback from them so that we can help them to build their marketing strategy around the social media influencers, how they need to converse with these influencers so that they can create this flywheel effect. So we have that program. And even for the big brands, when they launch new products, we do a similar thing, even though we charge them more money. But so we do help them to do that. And there are more and more technology tools that are connecting brands directly with creators, to bypassing company like Leferi, because Leferi is also a for-profit company. So we have to create our own profit. So sometimes we're unable to digest or accept all the brands incoming brand clients. For those clients, I do propose them to go onto a platform to directly contact creators and build a relationship, start reach out using some of the tools available out there. So I believe Leferi is not the only way, but there are other platforms who's making this cost less.
Okay, thanks. Let's move on. We've got some questions from the auditorium. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Park, first of all, thank you very much for this presentation. Very interesting topic and very interesting information. I'm curious, you mentioned in the campaign, you mentioned of Leo J that had in the live stream around about $4 million in sales. And you mentioned it was a very expensive campaign for the brand. In which areas are we speaking? Like, how much does it cost a brand to run such a campaign together with you guys and a big influencer like Leo J?
There are two things, money and time. Actually, guy like Leo J, we generally limit the number of branded content he needs to do per year. Despite I'm not saying anything against Austin Lee. He's doing 300 campaigns per year, but Leo J is more like a hybrid type of a influencer. Like his entertainment and also he's a seller. For him, every content that posted prior to create this awareness and this interest and decision are all costed as a branded content. So there's a branded content pricing, while on the sales, he takes the portion of the sales as a fee incentive from good performance. So there's fees coming from sales, there's fees coming from the content creation. So the whole package become quite portion of that sales that out of 4 million, he takes quite a bit of it.
Okay, thanks. Got a great question online. What is the role of Leferi in protecting brands that you work with when a young influencer ends up making controversial remarks or ends up facing social media backlash because of some influencer's missteps? The risk of being canceled or no longer relevant is very real. So how do you balance the role of supporting creators, but also protecting brands' marketing investments?
Very, very good question. The risk of relying on brands endorsement for income. As a creator, it's not oversaid that branded content is actually the major income stream. So I believe for them, even aside from AdSense revenue, for those creators who have large viewership, like Mr. Beast, they receive a lot of money from YouTube by creating really fun video content. It's like massive, it's always trending, and brands are paying programmatic video advertising through that channel, paying YouTube to show the brand awareness to the creators. But creators like Leo J is different because he receives like 1 million or 2 million views per video. That's not large, and YouTube AdSense revenue is not so significant compared to branded content that he does. So risk is always there because he needs to stay authentic, but still he needs to work with brands. So we try to balance the content, the nature of content as best as we possibly can, so that he can maintain the influence. But like you said, it's for many creators, they lose their influence over the course of time. Maybe, I don't know if you got anybody who's a beauty creator watcher. There's a legendary beauty creator called Michelle Phan in the US. She's not an entrepreneur. He runs a billion-dollar company. because I was in the industry, I was a fan, but she lost her viewership a whole lot over the 10 years. So she will, and any creator will lose that influence in their fame. So it's going to die out. So when they have a window of opportunity, we ask them to explore more business opportunity, such as consumer product sales, social market, or even it could be video production or even entertainment. So we try to diversify the risk by trying other areas of a business that can do. As a company, when we lose Leo J, and that happened, we lost top creators multiple times. Whether it goes away gradually, it could be signed by other agency. So it happens. Like Blackpink now in the contract. I mean, they didn't sign back yet with the same agency yet. So it's big thing because they're valuable across the market value that they create is large. I think that's the nature of entertainment. Entertainment with the investment that you put in, you could get larger return. But it's the same thing. The risk of losing is high. So what we do focus, we've been protecting our business for past 10 years because of a training program that we did. We still run it. So we're continuously finding new talents and train them to seek new second star or future star. We're still doing that. That's like a foundation. That was the difference making for us against the other competitors who are much larger, but they're having a hard time now, and we are still, keeping our steps forward.
Okay, thank you. Question from the auditorium.
Hello, I'm Sana. Thank you for today. I had a
Uh-huh.
related question about so I guess that Leferi goes to look for these influencers rather than them coming to you. And so how do you choose which influencers or content creators to work with? And I was wondering, so you were talking earlier about turning down like some products. So do you have to turn down like some content creators, influencers too?
Good question. Actually, at the beginning, of course, we had to go after even begging them to, come into our free program. Because our program is actually free. Generally, it's been sponsored by brands as a nonprofit movement. But as we became popular, because of our popularity of our creators, so out of our program, many star creators born. So they start talking about us, people know about us, then they actually call us or try to apply into a program. When we open up like a training program, promotions, then we usually train about 25 to 30 creators at once. And the applicants at high was like 500 people applied. It's a quite competitive training program. Now, what we used to do who do we select? Multiple areas, but top three factors are most important based on our experience. One is talent, of course, someone who can be appealing and who could be entertaining, who could be educative in social media. That's one. Second is how commercial he or she can be, because based on the nature of beauty creators, it's imperative they need to become commercial. They need to handle commercial information well. Lastly, personality diligence, because they don't become a star overnight. They have to constantly upload video weekly, daily basis, and they have to try new things in the future too. So diligence and personality, probably I have to say this is more than 70-80% of this whole thing. So yeah, these are the three things that we look at when we are selecting the future creators that we want to train.
I have a follow-up for you, and that is, so 18 to 24 years old is kind of your sweet spot.
Yes.
But are you seeing a lot of emerging influencers who are younger?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I actually had one conversation with she was a TikToker and Instagrammer. She has a YouTube too.
Yeah.
But she went to school in Boston.
Yeah.
And she was an entrepreneur herself too. She runs her own Amazon shop. She sources her own product. I was fascinated by how she does. But I believe younger creators, younger generation they're made natural to this whole ecosystem, whether selling items for herself or creating multiple YouTube social media channels. So I do find many more younger generation to apply, not only apply, but born out of by themselves.
Okay, so we have a good question from Audrissa online. If you're thinking about being a content creator, how big is the risk of relying on brand endorsements for income? Like you mentioned, what happens when fame dies out? Also, how do content creators invest in self-branding and networking across platforms to establish and maintain intimacy with the audience?
I think I answered some of the first two questions previously. Creators invest in self-branding.
But how do you see the risk? Is it something, how many people who try to become content creators and make money from endorsements fail? Is this a 1 out of 100 people who want to do this, or is this if you're crazy enough to want to have that lifestyle, you can have it.
I hope to say at least 99 out of 100. Unless you have a massive traffic on social media, you will
Yeah.
actually want to work with brands. Even when you say, for example, like sports stars, NBA stars, or
Yeah.
celebrities, they always want to be a brand endorsement, brand endorser in some sense.
Yeah.
Risk is high relying on it because your influence on social media is a lot shorter than other media landscape because threshold is lower. So many of the creators they say, I mean, unlike Leo J, it took a long time, but some people they get instant fame. Boom, one video just go viral. That means your lifestyle could be like that out anytime, and it's just shorter and shorter. Before you talked about Squid Game, all of the media now they never talk about it. It's already outdated. So life cycle really short. So brand endorsement will go away anytime soon.
Yeah.
Whenever you have a chance, you got to take advantage of it. But if you rely on that brand endorsement as an income stream, then you'll lose it eventually. So that's why, diligently becoming media producer or entrepreneur is very important, that we educate them and we work with them to do that.
Okay, that's good. We've got another question from the audience.
Hi, I'm Terry from Korea. So I'm the founder of ArtLab, which is an beauty AI startup in Korea.
Wow.
So I expected to meet you so I came here from Korea, but it's a Zoom call. So is that okay? My question is that, generative AI is a big thing in these days, right? So I'm not sure if you have any idea, maybe like a generative AI can promote Leferi's business or influence business.
We believe, it's nice to meet you, Terry, and I admire that you are starting your business. As in industry usually have that, they usually carry momentum not to change. So those companies who has this stagnant innovation are the ones who dies out, right? We're not actively using generative AI yet, but as creator economy enthusiast, I believe it's going to impact entire creation process, whether that's beauty, movie, music, anywhere. I've seen it already. I've met some of the AI-driven music composer who studies popular music and what's the recipe behind it. Becomes all, I don't know, I was very afraid to see that happening because it's limiting all the creativity, I believe. But it's going to impact heavily. First of all, because what we do is a suggestion of a product's information. It's gonna, number of video, the multiple platforms. So first of all, video recreation will help us. If it helps us to, lower the cost of video creation, reproduction of a video, same video content IP, multiple formats. That's one thing. Expanding video language is another that I look at, because now seamless dubbing in multiple languages, even lips are changing. Then I'm studying that as well to expand the media horizon. But as well, as in because we're serving brands, products, so we're capturing more information about product or a brand in the video to analyze it, to help identify the creators to work with any creators, whether they're small, big brands. We try to analyze the data as much as we can using this. And moving on from that, it may take away some of the creators' job and our job. So unless we adapt to this, we will probably die down. And you got to watch out for China, because I've heard Chinese social media video platforms even have a separate category, AI generated video creators only. that's happening. So you know, it's gonna happen gradually.
Virtual influencers. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. And
I
it's
was going to ask you how you thought about those, if you think those are going to become more popular.
frankly, I think it's gonna have to develop. You know, I like the movie Me. I
Yeah,
think
right.
it's a similar. You can't completely replace it because humans are very delicate emotional being, and for technology to catch up with that will take time. So rather, I see for the next 10 years, the mixture of online and offline, actual human relations and machine-driven relations are kind of mixing up, but machine relations still needs time to catch up, but it's very fast catching up. So I think how to mix it is more important, not replace it.
Okay, thank you. So we have time for one more question. We're actually over time, but go ahead.
Hi, thank you so much for your talk. I just had a quick question about the role that data plays in your industry. So much of the beauty industry, appears to be subjective and qualitative, and we never know like where the next viral trend is going to be. Would just love to hear your thoughts on what data analytics tools you guys are using and the role of like these empirical data sets have on expanding your business, on finding new content creators, on identifying potential brands to work with, et cetera.
At this point, Leferi hasn't started as a software developing company. So our software capacity is not on par with leading data analytics companies. However, what we focus more on is the voice analytics on social media. So we try to collect as much verbal data as possible on social media. I mean, now we're focused on YouTube, but we have to expand our territory into other social media platforms. But we try to identify the voice, the facts that is spoken about the brands and products by which creators across the region, across social media, and they use that as the index to determine which brands are being active and which brands are receiving what kind of feedbacks. So by looking at that, we can go back and go back to some of the brands who are doing a poor job, but spending a lot of money to shift their strategy so that we can suggest the alternative. But at this point of our company, we are currently doing that. We're gradually adopting OpenAI type linguistic analytics part, but we are on the way to invest more into tech development to do that.
Okay, thank you. And I'm going to ask everybody in the audience to stay here for just a minute after we shut down the recording. But Dylan, thank you so much for a great presentation. Fascinating new world. And to hear it from the inside is wonderful. Thank you so much.